At the very least, most of us are living far below our potential. We know we are capable for so much more. Still, for whatever reasons, often self-inflicted, we fail to live up to our full potential. So too many of us live lives of guilt, anger, remorse, regret, resentment, and blame finding. So please understand that if you want to achieve better things in your life, the only person who can truly hold you back spells his or her name this way: you. Y-O-U. That's right. You are the person holding yourself back.
Think you can't make it? Think again. Today, let's dive into 5 success stories of people who beat the odds. First up, J.K. Rowling. She faced countless rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Next, Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty, she rose to become a media mogul and a symbol of success. Then we have Walt Disney. Told he lacked creativity, he went on to create an empire of dreams. Don't forget about Stephen King. His first book, Carrie, was rejected 30 times before it was published. And lastly, Colonel Sanders. He was 65 when he started KFC, proving it's never too late to start. These legends faced setbacks but never gave up. The only person who can hold you back is yourself. So believe in your dreams and keep pushing forward. Your success story is waiting to be written.
If you don't believe me, look at the biographies of people who has accomplished so much in life. They went through adversity, a long line of people who were telling them that they are too poor, too ugly, too foolish, too backwards, that they told them to stop daydreaming, and were given so many reasons for why they should never succeed. And yet they are up there and you are down here. They went through rejection that anyone could possibly bear, but then they chose to do it. I think they all have something in common, and that's that they were told that they can never do something or never be something, but then they went on and did something. I don't even imagine where the world should be now if those people didn't take the steps that they took. They didn't believe what the world told them. They didn't believe what people thought about them. The only thing that mattered to them was their inner voices, how they saw themselves, how they perceived themselves, which is why what the world think about you, how the world perceive you. Because if you are giving the world that much energy, you are giving the world your power by making the way that the world perceive you your reality. Or you have the fear of being seen. Your fear of being seen is really holding you back. If you are here, it is because you are really feeling or facing that situation, or you are holding yourself back. You feel like you are not living up to your full potential, or that you have this fear of being seen, or you give so much credits about what people think about you. That's what we are going to talk about, and I'm going to be sharing some different tips about how you can really tap in your full potential. With that being said, welcome everyone to the community. If you are new here, I kindly request you to subscribe and like and belong in this community. And also, if you are the member of the community, welcome back. For those who tapped in for their first time, I'm Nat, and I thank you for tapping in. We trust to show up for ourselves, so let's fully show up for ourselves. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So as I have been telling you, you are the person who is holding yourself back. Here is how. Let's take a simple and quick evaluation, a quick check-in for ourselves. What is the thoughts that you have right now in your mind? What is that thing that is growing up in your mind? Are they the thoughts of lack, limitation, or fear, or are they the thoughts of abundance, possibility, and love? Just a question mark. Because whatever you think, you start to believe. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds can really change nothing at all. I want you to let go of every kind of mindset, every kind of belief, and take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith and take the step, take actions. But all those starts with letting go of the mindset, of the limiting belief that you have in yourself. I can't do this, I'm too small, I'm too ugly, I'm too poor. Here is another very, very important thing, and that's the fear of being seen. This is where we let the opportunity before we even try it. Because we have the fear of being seen, like, what are people going to think? Like, people will think that I'm not qualified for this. Like, I cannot speak my truth because my truth sounds somehow harsh, and I really want to conform to the society. You know, conformity is like the birth code, like it's in our veins, you know, it's like that. So why should I conform to everything that was said without me playing a part in it or having to argue on it in one way or another? Like, that's the fear of being seen. And your fear of being seen is really holding you back. We are going to look into 5 to 6 points on how you can get rid of that fear of being seen. And the first one is nobody is watching. Nobody is watching. I used to be like that, and my sister could tell me, why are you always shy when you are working? Especially when I could be working alone. And she says, when I see you, when I have these chains, unfortunate chains, to see you on the street, you are working and you seem like you are shy, like you look like someone who really wants to run away. And this was mainly because I could feel like I have everyone's attention on the street. But that's not the truth. It was just something that I had just created in my mind and thinking that everyone on the street is really watching at me. And that's not the truth. You know, nobody's really watching. We sometimes overestimate something. And in psychology, this is called spotlight effect. This is when you feel like all the attention is on you. You are like an artist going to perform to a wide audience, and that's not true. Everyone is really busy with their lives. Everybody is trying to see if they can achieve their goals and everything. So nobody's really paying so much attention to whatever you are doing or every step that you are taking, or nobody's really paying that much attention. Everyone is engaging their own shit. And another thing is that sometimes you can even be feeling like, I'm not going to do that thing because it feels so cringe. You have fear of being embarrassed or something like that. And for real, do you really think people have much time for that? And what I came to learn is that people are self-centered. People love themselves, even though they can pay attention to that thing that you think that is so cringe or that thing you think is so embarrassing. They will think about it for a very short period of time, and 1 day or two at max, and then, or maybe it can even last a week, but then people will just go to their normal way of living. They will come back to themselves, because themselves is their home, and they love themselves. They will pay attention for a short period of time, and then they will go back to themselves, because people love themselves and they are the main characters of their lives, many of them. Because there are also some people who are really hateful, people who are, the reason why I said many of them, it is because some people can really be mingling in your business. And those kind of people, most of the time you find that they are committed to getting you wrong. And you cannot change that. Some people come in your life and it's like they have this hateful shades and watching everything and finding a little kind of thing where they can just pulling in their hatred and throwing their dirty things on you. And what I came to realize is that some people are feeling isolated, are feeling like they are not likable, they are not lovable, so they are projecting something onto you. I've come to realize that many people engages in projection. Projection, it is in psychology a coping mechanism, and this is a way to cope with undesirable emotions. So, for example, somebody can come blaming you and throwing something at your name and talking you bad and everything, just as a way to reflect what's on the inside. And mostly, you find that those judgmental people are also judgmental towards themselves. So I no longer judge them because sometimes it feels like you don't really get what these people is up to. And those people know that there is this kind of light that you possess. They know that there is a spark on your life. And because they feel the darkness inside, they just want to project their darkness on you. They are seeking darkness because darkness seeks darkness, of course. And when they are seeking darkness and they come and they throw something to you and they just talk bad to you, or they bring this kind of bad energy, bad vibe and everything, they really want you to respond with the same energy. And the only thing that you can do for them is one, send them love, because it's the thing that they are lacking. So do them a favor and send them love. I know it's not always easy because it's like pulling yourself back when you really want to go forward. But then you won't regret not giving in and matching their energy, because that's what they really want. So the other thing is that our minds play a trick on us and to make us fearful. And there is this thing that I know: you can never be authentic if you are fearful. I released a video about being authentic in the last 2 weeks. I bet you can check it after watching this one. And you can really never be authentic. And we all know the benefits of being your true self. Let's take an example. You are a person who really loves to act, or you really want to be an actor, or you love business, but then something pops up in your mind from just nowhere, because this kind of thing happens unconsciously and you just find yourself in the middle of fear. You are trembling and you can't really find your way out of yourself or out of your mind. Like, you just feel fearful. You say, if I establish this business, like, I'm not going to get any clients, nobody's going to love what I do, nobody is going to appreciate what I do. You are so fearful. You are like, I'm going to take this risk, but I'm not 100% sure that I'm really going to get my ROI, like return on investment. And like, you are stuck in those thoughts because of fear. You know, that fear is really holding you back, because nobody ever started a business with the promised customers, with the promised audience, or an artist. No artist has ever started their career with the promised audience. They just took the step and everything else got clear as they kept going. You know, the first step is the one that really matters. It's even the hardest one. But if you take this step, you are no longer, for example, if I'm thinking about starting a business and I take that one step, I'm no longer thinking about how to start a business. I'm just thinking about how can I reach my ideal customers? How can I know what my customers need? How can I start branding, like all those things? And so once you get out of your mind, that's only when you can do business. You cannot do business in your mind. You cannot find your ideal customers, your ideal audiences, when you are still fearful, sitting there and like doing all the maths of how it is going to be, how hard or how worse or how better is it going to be? Is it going to turn out? So your mind is really tricking up on you and making something such a big thing, such a best or worst scenario, and it's not that much. The other thing that can help you get out and break from the cycle of fear, it is to think that it is part of being human. We all experience fear at some point, but that doesn't give us the permission to never do things, to never accomplish things, to never chase our goals, just because it is part of being human. It's never a reason for you to never take a leap of faith and take that first step that you are nervous about, because it's never fear or courage. It is fear and courage. Have you ever went for an interview for this big opportunity and you just don't know what the results are going to be? Because I have. Today, I'm not that much a nervous person, but I know I used to be very, very, very nervous. But then, if you have that kind of opportunity, it has popped in your way, it has just presented to you, you are not going to choose not to show up just because you feel nervous. You go and you just speak all the shit that pops up in your head. But you never say, I'm not going to that interview, I'm not going to that exam, I'm not going to do that presentation just because I'm fearful. Because it is inevitable, that kind of situations and events are mostly inevitable. So you really have to take that steps and you do your shit and get out of sight. Yeah. So that's how you should really live. If you really want to do something but you feel so fearful about it, for example, if you are a poet, I don't know why that just popped up in my mind. If you are the person who does poetry and you really are given an opportunity and you are this beginner and you want to grow in that career, and they come and tell you there is this big opportunity, there is this big stage, and you feel like it's one of the biggest opportunity that you can ever get as a beginner or in any career, or else you have dreamed to be a public speaker or a motivation speaker, and then out of nowhere you get this email. I don't know all the procedures, but then let me say you get an email inviting you to talk at the biggest stage that I respect, TED Talks, and then you let go of that opportunity because you feel like, I'm not qualified, but I'm going to really talk all this shit, I'm not qualified at all. It's never fear or courage, it is courage and fear, because you don't know what's going to come out of that, either an opportunity or a lesson. Just know that fear is part of being human, but that cannot or doesn't have to stop you from taking the steps that you need to take. There is this other thing. Being vulnerable can be a good thing and can help you to get out of this fear of being seen. For example, you know me having all my fingers. Do you know that people can really be helpful, can really be nice if you speak out your vulnerability before you start something? For example, if you are going to present in a class or anywhere and you can say, this is my first experience in this, or I'm just learning to come out of myself or out of my mind. I might feel so nervous and I might stutter, but I am going to try to convey and to explain each and every point to you. So please bear with me. And because you have shared your vulnerability with people, they will just understand. And so when you start stuttering and everything, they will not pay so much credit or attention to that because you have told them before words that it might happen. And there is the other thing that my high school teacher said, and it has never left me ever since. And this is, for example, if you are going to give a speech to a large and wide audience, and for example, you don't have these 2 fingers, that you only have 3 fingers, and start by cracking a joke like everybody has 10 fingers, but by surprise, I only have 8 fingers, everything. And so, because just you rose the awareness to people that that's the case, so they won't be distracted by that thing about you. So sharing your vulnerability sometimes can be something good to just It can really be your way out of your fears. And people can really be collaborative because you just shared with them your vulnerabilities. Or maybe, let's say you are in a new city or in a familiar situation. For example, you just got a new job or you don't know some ways to some services, and you can just go by asking someone, I'm really new here, I don't know my way to the restroom or any other service, I don't know, can you then point me to this service or to the restroom? And people will just because you shared your vulnerabilities, people will be so collaborative and won't just pay much attention on that. And the other thing is seek feedbacks. Seeking feedback or opinions or someone's insight on something can really help you get out of your fear. Because through that, you can just connect with that person. People loves it when they are given an opportunity to be listened to. Because in this world, everybody wants to speak. Everybody wants to grab their attention. Everybody wants to be the one to just say their conditions and say their lives and everything. But a few can really want to only sit back and listen. So if someone is given an opportunity to be listened to, they feel valued and they feel like this person is trusting me. They feel some kind of credibility towards them. Because if someone comes and tell me, can you really give me the insight, your opinion, can you share your perspective on this thing, I feel like this person values me as a person and respects me, because he or she thinks that what I can say can provide another perspective that they didn't otherwise have in the first place. This has really helped me move miles. This brings us to the end of our video today. If you find this helpful, I kindly request you to give it a thumbs up. And if you have reached this stage and you have not subscribed, I kindly request you to subscribe and turn on the notification icon so you will get notified when we upload a new video. And I recommend you to watch my last video about letting go, because it will seal everything that we learned today about letting go of the fear and stop holding yourself back. Release those mindset. Let go of those mindsets. Keep taking care of your lives, especially your mental well-being and emotional well-being. Stay alive. I love you. And until next time, in the next video, bye.